Doesn't know. Really? Oh, oh hello. Hello, and welcome to Reviewed Mommy. Trust you had an amazing one with my last review. Today, I'm reviewing another wonderful book. This time, it's a book by Francine Rivers, my favorite author, and it's Breathe to Avon by Francine Rivers. It's a book I didn't feel like dropping because it's blessed me so much. Like, it's just a thing for me, and I'm very sure you don't want to leave this page till you hear the full details about the book. Breathe to Avon is a book that started with a young pastor who was on his usual morning prayer walk, and this usually he goes from he wakes up very early, he goes from houses to houses, and he just stands by their gates to intercede for them. And of course, before the sun sets, he goes back to the house to start his daily activities. But this time it was already time for him to go back to the house, but he kept feeling being led to go to the bridge to Avon. And the bridge to Avon is more or less like the border between the Avon community and other communities around. So, he found a leading and he went. On getting there, a young woman had just delivered a bouncing, beautiful baby girl and dumped her under the bridge, like by the waters under the bridge. And Pastor Ezekiel carried the baby and took the baby to the hospital. And of course, the wife came, and you know, Pastor Ezekiel had a baby boy. The baby boy was 5 already, Joshua, and the wife, of course, was advised not to give birth again because she had some kind of pneumonia when she was young, and which really threatened her life when she was giving birth to their first child, Joshua, and Joshua was 5 at the time. So the wife of Pastor Ezekiel advised Pastor Ezekiel that they should adopt the child. He didn't want to agree to it because her health wasn't up to it, but for the love of the child, like he loved the child right from the moment he saw her, and the connection was just so strong. So he agreed to her advice. So they adopted the child, and 5 years down the lane, the wife died, and Pastor Ezekiel had to give the child out, Abra, to another family, like in adoption. The name of the child is Abra. I mentioned that. And at that point, the question on my heart was, why do you have to give her out? You also have a young baby boy, he is not 10, and who of course you'll be taking care of from now. So what's up? This guy is 5, and you can accept married to take care of her too. And what come you know was you can decide to take a maid who would help you take care of her, but he gave her house. And guess what? Abba already had a strong connection with him because right from the time he brought her in as a baby, he would always wake up every morning for his usual morning prayer walk and carry her on his shoulder. The warmth from his body, his quiet sobs for people, interceding for people. Abra loved that so much. Like, she was already so used to it. She loved Pastor Ezekiel as a father, but Pastor Ezekiel gave her heart in adoption, and she just, so from there on, like, Abra just was disconnected from the world. And at 17, of course, Joshua was at the time 2022. Then he was back from the war and all of that, and he was already in love with Abra. Now there are no more sisters, and there are no more siblings, and Abra just so loved her and all of that. But Joshua loved Abra, but eventually Abra ran away from the house, from her present home, with a boy who promised, who just seemed to be the person and all of that. And it also disheartened me from because I didn't want that to happen. Just want to pick up the book Breathe to Avon by Francine Rivers. It's one book that blessed me so much. I so love the content from the beginning to the last page. And I also want to find out what happened to Pastor Ezekiel. Did he regret giving her out? Who is her mother? Who actually is her mother? What happened to her mother? Why did he drop her by the river? I want to find out all of that. I also want to find out what happened to Abra. What happened to Joshua? and what was the state of heart of Pastor Ezekiel eventually. I hope you love the book, picking it up till you come up again, till I come up again for another review, and till you come again to see another of my review. Keep reading and keep staying blessed. I love you.